General Hospital Laura Wright talks huge life update, coming full circle. Actress Laura Wright is known for her prolific work on soaps. General Hospital fans know her as Carly Corinthos. The actress recently opened up about the character, as well as sharing a life update with her fans. Laura Wright entered the world of soaps in the 1990s. Wright started her acting career in the early 1990s. Some of her prominent roles early on included Allison Ally Rescott on Loving, as well as its spin-off, The City, and Cassie Lane Winslow on Guiding Light. Notably, she also made appearances as her loving character on All My Children. In 2005, Wright would end up joining General Hospital as Carly Corinthos. Notably, she was the fourth actress to take on the role, going on to have one of the longest runs as the character. Talking with Woman's World, Wright recently talked about Carly on the series. When the character first appeared on the soap, Carly was a vengeful and manipulative character. However, as the publication noted, the character has grown more complex over the years, especially with Wright taking on the role. Wright commented, "I think age changes us all and life hands you a new set of issues. Carly used to crawl and fight for it, but her feet are planted more firmly to the ground, and she has a little more faith that she can handle things without having to be cutthroat. I also don't think her decisions are so self-serving like they used to be. She's still going to protect what's hers, but her mind has gotten bigger in terms of who she cares about." The actress also discussed things going on in her own life. Wright also shared an update on her own life with fans. As she noted, she and her real-life love Wes Ramsey have settled into a new home together. Notably, Ramsey is known for playing Peter August on General Hospital. Wright noted, "Wes and I are still unpacking and hanging things." She added, "We have our little puppy, and my kids are healthy and happy, and General Hospital is thriving. Life is good," she continued. "Life hands you crazy, interesting, and different situations all day long, and I used to react in a way that was life or death. It was that fight or flight we all experience for our own reasons, depending on where we come from, how we were raised, or what things happened to us as children. We carry these things forever, but as adults, we have choices. I also respect the people I interact with, so even if someone is coming at me or making decisions I don't like, maybe I don't have to yell. I get to witness the moment and handle it accordingly, instead of fighting, resisting, and judging. It makes life more beautiful." Have you watched Wright on her soaps? Which character do you know her best as? Make sure you come back to TV Shows Ace for all the latest TV and celebrity news. In a world where daytime drama reigns supreme, few names shine brighter than Laura Wright. For nearly 2 decades, she has captivated audiences as Carly Corinthos on ABC's General Hospital, becoming a cornerstone of the soap and earning both critical acclaim and the deep admiration of fans. But now, in an intimate conversation that feels as much like a reunion as it does an update, Wright reveals a major shift, not just in her personal life, but in her journey as an actress, a mother, and a woman who has learned what it means to come full circle. A life-changing move. Change is scary, but staying stuck, that's even scarier, Laura Wright says with a knowing smile. It's early spring, and Wright is speaking to us from the sun-drenched patio of her new Tennessee home, a sprawling, rustic chic farmhouse nestled on a few acres just outside of Nashville. The move, she reveals, has been in the making for years, but it wasn't until late last year that she decided to leap. "I had been in California for so long. It's where I raised my kids, where I built a lot of my career. But something in me kept whispering that it was time to go back to my roots, to ground myself again," she says. Born in Maryland and raised in the South, Wright says Tennessee felt like a return, not just to a place, but to a feeling. "There's something about the seasons here, the quiet, the space. It feels like I've reconnected with a part of me that got lost in the hustle. Family first, always." While many fans know Wright for her fiery on-screen persona, those close to her know that family is her true anchor. Her 2 children, Lauren and John, have grown into adulthood, and that shift, Wright admits, played a major role in her decision to relocate. "Empty nest is real," she says with a laugh. "But it's also a gift. It gives you this chance to ask yourself, okay, what do I want now?" For Wright, the answer was balance. And peace. "That doesn't mean I'm slowing down," she quickly clarifies. "I love what I do. Carly is part of my DNA at this point. But I needed to find a way to live that didn't leave me feeling drained. The cross-country flights are intense, but worth it. Indeed, Wright continues to film General Hospital, commuting to Los Angeles when required. She credits the show's producers for being supportive and flexible. We've worked out a rhythm. I've never felt more creatively free and at the same time more grounded in my personal life. Coming full circle. When asked about the phrase coming full circle, Wright grows reflective. It's funny, she says. I started in soaps as a young woman on Loving. I was wide-eyed, totally green, just trying to make it. Then I landed on Guiding Light and eventually General Hospital. But it wasn't just about climbing some ladder. It was about finding myself through all these women I played. She pauses before continuing. Carly, in particular, has been like a mirror for me. She's strong, but she's had to learn the hard way. So have I, but now, I finally feel like I understand her in a new way. There's a softness in her now, a wisdom, and I think that's because I found that in myself. The full circle also refers to her work beyond the screen. Wright recently wrapped production on a passion project, a short film she produced and starred in, titled Still Waters. Set in rural Tennessee and inspired by real-life conversations with women in recovery, the film marks a new chapter in Wright's creative journey. It's a story about resilience, about starting over, and about how we carry our past but don't have to be defined by it, she explains. It's the kind of story I want to tell now. Love and letting go. Of course, no conversation about a huge life update would be complete without touching on matters of the heart. Wright has always been refreshingly open about her personal journey, including her divorce in 2016 and her healing since then. Grief isn't just about loss, she says. Sometimes it's about shedding old versions of yourself, too. More recently, fans have speculated about Wright's relationship status after she shared a series of heartfelt posts about loving herself fiercely and choosing joy unapologetically. Though she doesn't name anyone specific, she does acknowledge the whispers. I've learned that the most important relationship you'll ever have is with yourself, she says with a smile. But yes, I'm happy. Very. Gratitude in the spotlight. For all the changes in her life, Wright is quick to express gratitude for the constants, chief among them her fans. I wouldn't be here without them, she says. Soap fans are loyal in a way that's unmatched. They've seen me through every high and low, on and off the screen. In fact, she recently hosted a fan event in Nashville that sold out within hours. I wanted to give something back, to say thank you in person. It was one of the most moving experiences of my life. What's next? So what does the next chapter look like for Laura, Wright? I'm wide open, she says. I want to keep playing Carly as long as the fans want her. But I also want to keep creating, exploring, growing. Maybe more films. Maybe writing. I'm not putting any limits on it. She laughs. But I also want to garden more. And drink coffee on my porch with my dogs. That's the dream, too. Full circle, fully alive. As our conversation winds down, the sun begins to set behind Wright's Tennessee home, casting a golden glow across the screen. There's a serenity in her voice, a quiet confidence earned through time, transformation, and trust in her path. Sometimes, she says, you don't realize how far you've come until you stop and look around. And when you do, it's beautiful. Laura Wright's story isn't just one of reinvention. It's a reminder that even in a life lived in the spotlight, the most powerful breakthroughs happen when we allow ourselves to change, to grow, to come home. If you want a version tailored for a blog, fan page, or newsletter, I can tweak the tone, just let me know.